Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Frieren Season 1, Episode 25. We're about to see how we're going to defeat Frieren. So hopefully it involves a mimic. If not, then that's okay too. But let's see what happens. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out Patreon for the uncuts for the show and many others. Let's go. Why do you look so happy about that? I love how she looks when she says it. Just...
Yeah, Frieren is just like all pleased about it.
From the OP? What the hell was that flashback? Like from the OP? Because there's the two elves standing there. A fatal vulnerability. Oh shit. Are we talking about the... One of those guys. Did he fucking die? Oh, Jesus, me too.
Yikes.
That's what I was saying.
That's what I was thinking, like what like the material made of.
How did you guys get here unscathed?
Because they're awesome. Let's not forget, you literally tried to kill us. I feel they're all just like...
I wonder what insane shit Frieren's copy might do. Oh shit! Well, there goes that.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Oh, gonna start coming down. Oh.
Make it sleepy. Oh god, don't tell too many people. What is it?
Oh. Yeah, it's just a habit at this point.
What is that look? In all other areas. But Fern is very quick.
Fern just like shoots her a million times.
Fern Gatling.
You see Frieren's face?
No, I just
Yeah, like the little like
like the cat mouth face.
That's
To
nice.
work together with people. Whoa! What?
Oh. Thinking of all the other times they were like making up plans and stuff.
Defeat the boss. Today's an off day for him. They should do like an OVA or maybe a movie between now and next season of just their adventures. That'd be cool.
Fun.
I bet that would be really good.
Oh, Frieren.
Shit! Fuck, that's a
Wow.
humble brag moment.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, there they are.
Aw, man. I wish we could have seen them all work together to fight the boss.
I mean, the rest of them are going to be working together to fight all of them.
I know, but before this episode, it was all like, oh, we're all gonna work together. Now it's like, oh, well, turns out there's a bunch of other enemies coming. So you guys can do all that.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, it's like she said. Oh, are they gonna like cause it to rain or something? Or are they gonna? No, it's just the two of them. I thought because Frieren was like, oh, I can't imagine beating a water mage in the rain, you know.
Maybe Frieren attacks fake Frieren, and then Fern has to like shoot her in like the 1 second that she can't detect where she's.
I really wish they got a
aiming.
mimic though. This is the OP
Oh,
as well. Whoa!
Wow!
Whoa!
Holy shit!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
She's going all out. Oh my fucking god.
Whoa. Now Fern's hidden.
You like how it's switching like
Go back to the classics. That's interesting. This is so cool.
this is sick. I love how locked in they both are. Really?
That's interesting.
新設された旧教育に携わっていた。私にそれを引き継いでほしいという内容だ。なんて贅沢なやつだ。これは遠くない未来に力を手に入れることを意味する。
そう、すごいことだね。とても。
まったくだ。だがそれは私の望むところではない。帰れ、フリーレン。手は聞き入れられん。実に不愉快だ。誰もが魔法を使える時代だった。特別であるべきだ。に教えるつもりはない。
So there's all this like, oh, I'll teach you a spell if you do this and that and the other thing. And
最後まで分かり合えなかった。所詮は気まぐれで育てた弟子だ。
Don't lie to yourself.
フリーレン、その前に少し歩かないか。私たちには時間はいくらでもあるんだ。フランメ
look how
の夢だ。
beautiful this place is.
あの子のお気に入りの魔法を知っているか。花畑を出す魔法。くだらない魔法だ。あの子は本当に魔法が好きだった。世界中の人を使えるようになってほしい本気で願っていた。虫図が走ったよ。可愛い夢だ。でも実際にそうだったんだ。これはあの子が小娘だった頃に語った夢物語だ。そんな時代はずっと先のことで、あの子には実現不可能なことだと思っていた。あの子は私にとっては無にも等しいような人類の魔法の開祖にまで上り詰めた。
いつも判断がとても早かった。まるで何かにせかされているみたいに。
Little flamme is really cute.
地に近い場所にいるんだ。人生にもしなければならない時がいくつもあるが、それを先送りにはできないんだ。後にやっても200年後にやってもいい。私にしたところで何の支障もない。その時間は永遠に近いのだから。フリーレン、人間がおよそ文明と呼べる長い年月が経った。これから先は時代が加速するぞ。たった1000年だ。人間の時代がやってくる。私たちは人間に追い抜かれる。お前を殺す者がいるとすれば、それは魔王か。人間の魔法使いだ。
楽しみだね、ゼリエ。魔法使いといろいろな魔法が見られるんだね。
So nice to see young Frieren just so full of like hope. And then we're just back to this.
The fade away. I love that like whole flashback and then just
Then Frieren's just like
終わらせようか。すごいです。任せる予定の範囲内。やっぱりやるしかない。これが魔法の高みなんですね。
boy.
what a great episode.
W episode.
I love that. I love that. I love that flashback where it's just like, if you die, like if you get killed, it will be either by the Demon King or a human mage. And I love that. And I feel like when Fern's like, oh, I think I could kill Miss Frieren or whatever, and Frieren smiles, I feel like she's probably thinking of that of like. Yeah. Oh, like basically she gets her fortune told, essentially, of like you could get killed by a human mage, and then if it just kind of gets proved true that her own student could kill her, but it's kind of an accomplishment at the same. It shows how far humans have come, yeah. And like that's kind of a win. It's showing that anyway.
It's not, everything isn't just stationary. Everything kind of, there's growth to it and life to it, and it's kind of a beautiful thing.
I love that shot of the Demon King's castle.
It's so sick.
It's really cool.
It's like an evil Hogwarts. Really good episode. I don't have anything to say about it.
It was really good. That fight with the Frieren versus Frieren was crazy.
Yeah. I love when they're planning it out and then it's just like, oh well, if it's behind the door and it was like I had to protect something, I'd probably use this ancient crazy spell that is impossible to break.
Yeah.
Like it's folk magic. There's no way to get around it. I'm sorry.
Oh well, there's like this thing behind the door, and if we kill that, then it gets rid of all of them. Cool. Okay, actually, I probably sealed this door. It's just like, yeah, sorry, you guys. I just know way too many spells. I'm way too powerful.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal, if you hadn't heard.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what else to say. There's nothing I can do to change it.
Like, how do you draw something like this? You know what I'm saying? How the hell do you draw something like that? And this is one frame. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Yeah, and then when they, you could just imagine, it's a really smart move in hindsight to only have two people, because, if, they would have been distracting Frieren, but it would have been, they're already equals, so, if you think about it, you don't need all the people. You just need, there.
One thing.
You don't need too many cooks in the kitchen there, because, people are literally just gonna fucking die. But when the thing fell, and they just the scale of spells, instantly, it's you can tell the difference. We in the hunter exam area, it was people were using these big flashy spells, turning all the flowers into needles, and a big flashy attacks and stuff, and the big dual helix ice thing in the OP, and it's really this larger than life, whoa, that's a crazy thing. But there is something about just completely incinerating a giant rock. And just the level of detail that's put into the animation here, that really just sells the impact of everything. And I love when it was switching back and forth and there was no transition. It was just... Yeah. Oh, man.
And I love... it also just shows that Frieren... there's been so many situations where Frieren could have just obliterated everyone. Yeah. Just when you see her go against herself, and it's just, instantly at such, a higher level than anything we've seen in the show. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
My only thing is, and I feel like other people might think this too, I really wish that they just gave a little bit more animation. Because it was a few quick moments. I would have liked to see that. But it's difficult because you don't want it to be dragged out. And I feel like I got exactly what I wanted. Yeah. But a part of me, the shonen brain part of me wants it to be oh man, I wish the fight was just a little bit more intense or had a bit more crazy stuff. But in the end, what I'm saying is started out as people are going to say this, but then I was maybe I actually think this a little bit. And now I'm just maybe not. Because the whole point of it is... the flashback cuts into the action, but it's all about what's in the flashback. The fight is just a fight, Yeah. So, anyway, I think going back and forth is kind of how I'm thinking, but I think I land on they did it pretty much perfectly, and gave me just enough of what I wanted while still wanting more, while still getting more of other things too, with the whole philosophy behind it and everything.
What I think
it was great.
Is really cool is seeing Frieren's kind of journey as she gets older and has more long doing nothing moments in her life, because we see here where she's just she feels flamme is such a big part of her life, and you're saying it's just a person that I trained on a whim, but we can even see when she says, oh, she's just a student that I trained on a whim, you can see that it was more than that.
If that was true, she wouldn't say it 4 times.
Exactly, but it's the same thing as when Frieren's oh, that's just a party I traveled with and defeated the Demon King for such a short time of my life. It's the same vibes as that, as it's just you're telling yourself that to not have to deal with the emotional impact that it's having on you.
It's also the disbelief of that something that insignificant could have such a great impact. Because it seems so ridiculous that oh, I watched this one, it's a very similar thing of I watched this one movie one time. Mm-hmm. And it changed my life. And then that, for some reason, that movie or that book is so significant despite it being over the span of your life. Like maybe you spent a few hours reading it, like 20, 30 hours if it was a really big book. Like,
or like you went somewhere,
probably
or like you
probably a lot less.
Yeah.
Or like a series, I was thinking, like, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, or you went somewhere, it's like, oh, I went on this trip for 2 days, and it was like this crazy, life-changing experience. But like if you reflect on that, the idea that something so small could echo throughout the rest of your life, you know, just the scale difference. I think that's a big part of it too, and I guess that's putting it in kind of relatable terms. But yeah, I don't know. It's like. Yeah, I don't know. It's this show just fucking hits so hard. It's this. I've been thinking about this recently. When I started watching anime like 10 years ago or so, like getting into seasonal anime and stuff, I was like just devouring a bunch of different shows, and like I didn't understand the difference between like watching something like Death Note and watching something like a seasonal show that's like coming out. So people would be like, "Oh, you like this? Oh, you're really gonna like this." And then I was like, oh shit, that's cool. Oh wait, it's still coming out. Oh, that's really awesome. I didn't realize like the hype machine around things and everything. And like, you know, getting into a show and I'd be like, oh, and then eventually I realized like, oh, the reason why I'm hearing so much about these shows because they're coming out right now, and it's not really that they're equivalent to these other shows that I like. That like
that
whatever,
have stood
Death Note
the
or
test of time. Like they've been out for a long time.
Or whatever it is. Yeah, exactly. So then I would watch these shows, and then I would. It's like, it's funny. It's been funny seeing some of those shows that I watched around the time that I started watching anime persist. Like I think of Parasite, and I think of like Tokyo Ghoul in a way, although it's kind of waned over the years. But Sword Art Online as well. Like I around the time I was getting an anime that came out, and I just it's funny watching seasonal anime now. I never know like what's gonna be like that. You never know what you're gonna get, and it's just really awesome and funny to still have something like that happen where like I can tell watching Frieren now after going through all of those, like seeing all that stuff and watching anime for the last like 10 years. It's so clear you could see like this is the show that like, oh, in 10, 15 years people would be like, oh, remember when Frieren came out? That was so great. They're like, oh, I love Frieren. That's one of my favorite shows. I like the same way now that we talk about something like Attack on Titan or I don't know, something like that. You could just see the show has like that kind of potential and that kind of gravitas to it, and it's always fun. It's fun as somebody who does like reactions and stuff because we literally have to remove ourselves from like hype in some ways. Like we can't read manga usually for stuff that's coming out. So I don't know. It's just fun. It's just great to get surprised by something that's just this poignant and this good. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think there is something of like, watching something week to week versus being able to binge something or, getting in on all the hype and stuff. Because I feel like, there's certain shows that it's like, it's fun to watch once a week and talk about it with other people, and then there's other shows that are like, this is just a great show. Yeah. Removed from like any other. If you watched it in a vacuum, it would be a great show, And I feel like this is so good, and especially in this episode, like it was really giving me like Vinland Saga season 2 vibes. Like I feel like we talked about that before, but just I feel like I kind of got reminded of some of the similarities in this like flashback sequence again.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just a great episode.
And I love how Flamme had a spell to create a field of flowers, and that was like her favorite. And then Frieren, like later in her life, like when she was rediscovering her love of magic, also got a spell to create a field of flowers,
I thought that she had the same spell from Flamme, but she found the flower that Himmel liked, and then could use that spell. She
used that spell, and she said at the time that she used it that it like she didn't like think too much of it, and then Himmel was like commented on like I can't remember the exact thing, but it was like he said something that made her think about it a little bit more,
right?
And then that's why later on then she went and found those specific flowers and stuff.
Is it crazy this show's been going on for like 6 months now?
I know, I was just thinking about that because I'm like, it feels like this is the season 2 of like I feel like I'm in season 2, and technically if it was 12 episodes, which we've been getting a lot of lately, it would be.
I love that 2 Core is kind of it's still alive and kind of coming back a little
and
bit.
And that they're together.
Yeah.
Like, because if you're going to do a 2-cour, but they're going to be, like, a year apart.
Just
is
so annoying.
2 seasons, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that double core is popular.
And I feel like it's nice because I feel like as we're reaching sort of the end of this, I feel like it's going to end up in a really good spot to leave off on. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we've already gotten so much variety with the show so far, and I can feel us, like, wrapping up this portion of the thing, like, finally getting to be a first-class mage, maybe having, like, an episode that kind of, like, puts us on the next path, or, like, at least hanging out with Stark again and kind of, like chilling, and then like leaving it off and ready for it to come back, you know?
Yeah.
Which I hope it does better.
I wonder if they are going to do like a flashback movie or OVA thing in the interim between the seasons.
I feel like it's such a hard thing because I feel like kind of like it's hard because the point of this is that it's like the story about after that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's enough flashbacks and stuff that I don't feel like it would.
It would be like
I don't feel like it would be.
It
would ruin it.
Yeah.
To like maybe not the story of how they actually like defeated the demon king.
No, I'm talking like we saw this episode.
Dungeon or like a side quest or something like that. I feel like it wouldn't ruin it. Like I could take it or leave it, but I don't think like there's some series that I'm like I actively do not want you to show me the backstory in any great detail because it's ruining the mystery or like the immersion.
Yeah.
But I feel like just with the way that this series is, I feel like it could be nice. And obviously I would love to watch it.
Same. And if you would like to watch more of our reactions, you can subscribe to the channel. I'll be shaving my head 100,000 subscribers. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one, Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye.